Hey guys, it's Jen. Welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another Spend the Day with Me video. Today I am sharing a super productive day with you, so I hope that it is motivating for you. I'm going to be working from home, sharing a quick grocery haul. I'm also going to be doing some cleaning and you can also cook dinner with me. So if you are new to my channel, welcome. I am a full-time working mom. I have 2 kids, and in these videos I just like to take you with me from the moment I wake up until the moment I go to bed. So I got up around 5 o'clock this morning. My workday starts at 6:30. I've really been trying to force myself to wake up early and get ready before I work from home for the day. It just helps me feel more put together and more productive, and I just feel better when I do that. So I got out of the shower. I did wash my hair this morning, and I'm just going to get started getting ready by putting on my makeup. I'm using Maybelline foundation. I typically use Neutrogena foundation, but they were out of it the last time I went to the store. And so this is what I'm using. So I just apply that with a sponge, and next I'm putting concealer on. I do use Neutrogena concealer. I think it's the hydrating concealer. I also keep a glass of ice water by my bed when I go to bed at night, and I try to drink as much as I can the night before, and then anything that's left in it I drink in the morning while I'm getting ready, just to make sure I get some hydration in. I would love to know in the comments below, how are you guys doing? Are you still in social isolation? Are you back to work? Are you working from home? Around here, we have some COVID cases that are going back up after everything opened, so that is concerning. And I'm working from home 3 days a week. My husband is pretty much working from home full time. There are a few days that he has to go in, but for the most part we have been working from home, and so it's been a long haul, I think, trying to get used to our new routines and learn how to be productive in them. It's taken some transitioning, but I am glad that it's summer now, so at least we don't have to worry about school. I am going ahead and doing my brows. I use an eyebrow pencil. I believe it's from NYX, and a brush. And then I like this brow setter. I think it's from Benefit. I just showed you guys there on the screen. It just kind of helps keep my brows from rubbing off during the day. Honestly, I am almost 40, and just in the last couple years I've started having to fill in my brows, which is kind of odd. I actually have a hair appointment this coming week to get my hair colored. First time in I think almost 6 months that I've gotten it colored, so I'm very excited about that. I'll be wearing my mask and only going there, but I'm excited to get that done because it definitely needs it. Okay, so next up is my lashes. I, for one, do not do fake lashes. I've never had them. I've never had lash extensions. I just feel like it's not something that I'm really prepared to take care of. So I just try to find a good mascara and curl them, and that's that. I also usually watch in the morning either YouTube or listen to a podcast or listen to the news or something like that. On this particular morning, I was watching another YouTuber. Her name is Brianna Kay. You guys probably know who she is. She has really great positive motivational content. I started watching her actually a long time ago because she was a working mom. She used to work full-time outside the home. She now has her own business and teaches other people how to be YouTubers. But I just think that it's important to find people that you can relate with on social media, and she was definitely someone that I related with back when I started watching YouTube and was looking for other working moms to watch. So I sprayed some IGK hair smoother in. It's like a mist spray. I think it's like a spirulina spray. I'll try to find it and link it down below. I just have a trial size, but so far I really like it. And I did go ahead and let my hair air dry before I straightened it later in the day. And you can't go wrong with putting on a pair of earrings. I feel like no matter what, even if I don't put makeup on, I love putting on a pair of earrings. It just helps me feel a little bit better. Today I am just wearing a hooded sweatshirt along with some leggings. These are capri leggings. I get them from Torrid. I really like their leggings. I have full length and capri ones, and then this hooded sweatshirt I actually got from Stitch Fix, so I'm sorry I don't have a link to it. Okay, so now it's time to head downstairs. I actually wanted to make my coffee, let the dog out, and then I had a little bit of time before I had to log into my computer and work, so I am going to work on some different things for my YouTube channel. One of the most common questions that I get is, how do I get everything done? And the simple answer to that is that I don't get everything done. I think it may appear when you watch people on YouTube or look at people on social media like they don't have problems, like everything is awesome all the time, like they get everything done, that their house is never messy, and that's just not true. That's not true of me, and that's not really true of anyone that you watch. There are certain things that everyone struggles in life that we don't share publicly just for privacy reasons, because we need those boundaries. And quite honestly, I am a really productive person. I try to be anyway. I'm kind of a workaholic, and that can be a bad thing sometimes, but I just try to be as productive as I can every day because I have a lot of dreams and a lot of ambitions, and I know that I have to work hard to meet those. So my son Connor is typically our early riser, and you could see me making his breakfast there just a little bit ago. I made him a waffle and some Nutella, and then I also put some oranges on the side and got him some milk. But he typically gets up earlier. Kira usually likes to sleep until 10 or 11. She's kind of getting into that preteen stage where she likes to stay up late and get up later, and so I let her do that, especially since now that it's summer. But I had about a half an hour before I had to work. And so what I wanted to get done this morning was to get a thumbnail done for the video that I wanted to get posted later on this evening. So one of the things that I like to do to be productive is just to find small pockets of time and then give myself like a really smart goal for that amount of time. So like this morning, for example, I knew that I had half an hour to get a task done, which was do a thumbnail. And I know that I can definitely edit my pictures and do a thumbnail in half an hour. So I think that's one thing that helps you is if you have small chunks of time while you're waiting to do other things, just decide what goal or what task you want to tackle in that amount of time and then get it done. Just make sure that your goal is a SMART goal, right? So it's specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time bound. So try to create goals that have an endpoint, something that is realistic. That way that you don't get discouraged when you're not as productive as you thought you should be. So I went ahead and logged into work, and now it is 9:30 and I'm getting myself some breakfast. I'm just having a bagel this morning. So I had a blueberry bagel with some plain cream cheese. We had some cream cheese in the fridge to use up. I haven't purchased bagels in a while for myself, and I always love a good bagel with cream cheese, and so that's what I decided to have this morning. I didn't do a very good job last weekend with meal prepping anything for breakfast and lunch, so I definitely need to put that on the to-do list for this coming weekend. Okay, so it's 11 o'clock and I'm having my second cup of coffee. I did get an espresso recently and I can't believe I've lived without one of these for so long. I absolutely love it. It makes the best espresso, and I also got the milk frother to go with it. I'll link the exact one that I have down below. I got it from Amazon and I love it. I love it so much. I would never give it up now that I have one. For lunch today, I decided to heat up some chili that I had in the freezer. I'd actually kind of forgotten about it, and I didn't quite know what to have since I didn't meal prep anything. And so this was the perfect solution. I just defrosted it in the microwave and then heated it up in a pot. I am having on the side some cucumbers and some carrots and some homemade hummus that I had in the fridge from the week before. And then I had my chili with some shredded cheese and some crackers. I really like to eat Fritos or tortilla chips with my chili, but we're actually out right now, so I had to go with saltines instead. Okay, so now it's 2:30 and I'm having my afternoon coffee. I know it doesn't look like it, but I actually do drink water throughout the day. One of my favorite things actually has been to mix a little bit of lemonade with my LaCroix or my sparkling water. I think that's been super refreshing. I would definitely recommend that. So now it is almost 3:30 and I'm done with work, and so I'm going to get started to finish editing my video, and then I'm going to make dinner. So tonight for dinner, I'm making some Zuppa Toscana, which is the copycat Olive Garden soup, and then we're having these cheese sticks on the side. They're actually called Pokey Sticks because it is a copycat recipe from Gumby's. If you guys went to college in either Iowa City or Madison, you probably know Gumby's. It was a delicious pizza place. I don't even know if they exist anymore, so let me know if you know what I'm talking about. But if you have been intimidated by baking with yeast before, this is a super simple recipe, and it does make like a really good pizzeria style cheese stick. Definitely not the healthiest thing, but it is a great side if you're having a pasta dinner or soup like we were tonight. So I did mix the dough in my stand mixer, and I'm just going to let that rise. And while that's rising, I'm going to take care of all of these dishes that I had in the sink from the night before. Since most of us have been home now most of the time, I just find that we're doing a lot more dishes, which is fine. We are cooking obviously a lot more at home, not eating at work. So that's fine. I have a dishwasher and I run it multiple times a day. Connor actually came over to tell me that he had a wiggly tooth. And actually I did not get it on camera, but later that night, just as I was crawling into bed, he had actually wiggled it all the way out. So the tooth fairy came and he's all good now, but he was worried because he told me he hasn't lost a tooth in 2 or 3 months. And so he doesn't remember how everything happens, but everything worked out okay. Okay, so here is the recipe for the Zuppa Toscana. I will link this recipe down below. It is really good. I haven't made it for a long time, but if you've ever had the potato with sausage and kale soup at Olive Garden, that's exactly what this is. So I'm going to get started by chopping up a yellow onion, and then I'm also going to chop some garlic in there and then peel my potatoes. So one thing that I did prep or do over the weekend to kind of make putting this meal together easier was I had already cooked my sausage and I just had it in the freezer. I actually cooked it a couple weeks ago because I was meaning to make this recipe and never got around to it. So while I was chopping up my potatoes, I was actually defrosting my cooked sausage in the microwave. And then the other thing that I did ahead of time was I washed my kale really well and put it in a Ziploc bag in the fridge with a paper towel. And then all I had to do on this particular night was chop it up and put it into the soup. So this recipe calls for bacon, and we had a couple of cups of bacon pieces or like bacon crumbles in the fridge, and I thought it was the perfect opportunity to use those up. And then extra bonus, I didn't have to chop up any bacon either. This pot that I'm using is a red Lodge Dutch oven. Adam got it for me for Christmas a couple years ago, and I totally love it, especially for making soup. I believe he got it on Amazon, so I'll find it and link it down below if you're interested. It's great because you can cook on top of the stovetop, and then you can also put it in the oven. So I added my sausage, my chopped up potatoes, and then I'm adding 8 cups of chicken broth. And then next I'm going to get started working on the topping for the cheese sticks. So I have some melted butter in my Pyrex measuring cup there. And there's a couple different spices that you add, onion powder, garlic powder, Italian seasoning, I think some Parmesan cheese and parsley, and then that is what goes on top of the pizza dough before you put the cheese on, before it goes into the oven. So I have a pizza pan and I sprinkled some cornmeal on it. I would really recommend you do that because it gives the bottom crust like a really crunchy texture, and to me it makes it feel more authentic, like a pizzeria. I'm taking my dough and I'm just rolling that out into a circle, and then I'm just going to place it on my pizza pan. As long as you're using that cornmeal and you have a nonstick pan, you shouldn't have to grease your pizza pan. I'm going to pour over my melted butter mixture. I may have gotten a little too much on there, but we're not going to tell. It worked out fine. It was delicious. And then I'm just using a silicone brush to kind of distribute that evenly over the dough. And then next you just want to add on your mozzarella cheese. So I was even thinking when I was making this that this recipe for the dough would even make a really good homemade pizza dough if you just wanted to use that portion of it. But these cheese sticks are totally to die for if you like cheese sticks. Next, I'm going to get my kale chopped up. Like I said, that was already washed up, so half the battle was over there. I'm going to try and cut that as small as I can just to make sure that I don't have any huge chunks in the soup. It will cook down obviously quite a bit, but I just want to make sure that every piece of the soup can obviously fit on our spoons when we eat it. Okay, so I stirred the kale into the soup, and then I'm going to put my cheese sticks into the oven. And while those are working, I'm going to work a little bit more on my YouTube work. So again, just finding those small pockets of time throughout the day where I can work on things. And also keep in mind too that I don't have like little toddlers and babies anymore. So that's also part of the reason why I can get more things done. Believe me, I remember those days when I had a baby and a toddler, and there's no way that I could have put out the type of content that I put out now on YouTube with those 2 little babies. There's just no way. But now they're older, they play on their own, they have their own activities that they do, they kind of play with each other and entertain themselves, so it's a very good stage. Now while I was working on this, Adam was actually out mowing the lawn. Sometimes he has to mow a couple times a week because we do have True Green come out and fertilize our lawn every couple weeks, and so it just makes it that he has to mow it more. So he was taking a shower after he had gotten from mowing the grass, and then the last step to finish the soup is just to pour in some half and half and then adjust the seasonings. So I was almost afraid because I thought I overbaked the cheese sticks, but they were actually perfect. I'm actually also going to stir some leftover mashed potatoes into this soup. I know that sounds weird, but I had them in the fridge and it actually helped thicken the soup quite a bit. So definitely if you think it needs to be a little bit thicker, if you don't have any leftover mashed potatoes, you can actually sprinkle some instant potato flakes into your creamy soup and it will thicken it right up. So here is what the cheese sticks turned out like. I even tried to cut them into sticks just like they would at a pizzeria, and it's about 6 o'clock right now, and that's the time we normally try to eat dinner. So sometimes I also get questions on whether my kids eat the same thing as we do, and yes, 95% of the time they do. They did eat this meal. I wouldn't say it was one of their favorites, but they do like potato soup, they do like sausage, and they do like kale, so they ate it, and they also obviously ate the cheese sticks. And here was Murphy sitting by me trying to get a bite of my potato soup, but unfortunately that didn't happen, but he sure is cute. Okay, so we are done with dinner and I have a quick grocery haul just to share with you guys. But first, I wanted to update you on the Zuppa Toscana and the cheese sticks. Murphy's trying to get up here. They were delicious as usual. I always love making those cheese sticks, and if you like cheese sticks, like especially from a pizza place, I would definitely recommend them. But anyway, I put in a grocery order late last night, mostly to get some extra produce, and we were also needing like some things for snacks and lunches. That's the thing I've been most struggling with when we've been home is lunches. Just because I'm so used to like packing my lunch to eat at work, and the kids are usually at summer camp, and so now everyone's here needing lunch every day, so I got some things for that. And then I also ordered some things that I need for a meal prep video that I'm gonna film this weekend. So I grabbed some baby carrots. These are just for us to have at home. I have some hummus in the fridge to use these with and some ranch dip. We did make a change on our meal plan this week, so Adam wants to do steak tomorrow night in the sous vide, and he wants to use his new meat thermometer. So he wanted some mushrooms, sauteed mushrooms on the side of that, so I grabbed those for him. I got a head of cabbage for a couple recipes that I'm gonna make this weekend. I grabbed 2 limes, also for recipes. And then I got a 5-pound bag of red potatoes. I normally get just normal russet potatoes, but these were just something different that I saw in the app when I was ordering my groceries, so I decided to grab those instead. We've been going through bananas so fast. I actually got my order right this time. I ordered 6 bananas and they gave me 5, whatever. But Connor loves to eat bananas with peanut butter for a snack, so I grabbed those. And then he also requested that I make some banana muffins, so that's what I grabbed those for. I needed to replace some of my butter, so I just went ahead and got the 2-pack. I got some buttermilk to make some blue cheese dressing with those steaks that Adam is going to do tomorrow night. And then I grabbed some heavy cream for a couple different recipes. Some parsley. I actually ordered Italian parsley, but I ordered flat leaf parsley, but they substituted the curly leaf, which is fine. That'll work just as well. I also grabbed some apples. We were totally out of apples the last couple days. Connor has been asking me for apple with peanut butter, and I'm like, we're out. So I grabbed another bag of those. I got a head of iceberg to go with the blue cheese dressing. And then one of the meal prep recipes that I'm going to make later this week calls for corn tortillas, and I didn't have any, so I grabbed a package of the Mission yellow corn tortillas. I got some bologna. Connor and Adam both really like bologna sandwiches, and that's a quick lunch, so I grabbed a package of that. We were totally out of string cheese, so I got just 1 package of the Crystal Farms mozzarella string cheese. I got 1 package of the shredded Monterey Jack cheese for a chorizo and potato taco recipe that I'm going to film for meal prep later on, so that sounds really good. And then we were also running low on the sharp cheddar cheese sticks. I like to eat these for a snack. Sometimes I'll eat them with pepperoni and Triscuits, or I'll just eat them on my own, and Kira likes them for snacks as well. I got 1 roll of breakfast sausage. Adam actually was talking to his friend who also does sous vide cooking, and he said that he actually sous vide'd is that the past tense? A whole roll of breakfast sausage, and then every morning he just cuts a slice off and pan fries it and puts it on a breakfast sandwich. So Adam wanted to try that. I wanted the Jimmy Dean breakfast sausage, which is the kind I normally get, but they didn't have that, so I grabbed this instead. I got some bacon pieces to go on salads. That's the thing. This is the thing I really like about ordering online, is sometimes I find stuff that I don't normally find in the store. So you guys know I talk about liking the packet Alfredo sauce instead of the jarred Alfredo sauce. And I saw this on the app. It's Gourmet Village Alfredo sauce. It was a little bit pricier. I think it was around $2 and some cents, but I thought I'd try it. So you guys will have to stay tuned to see how we like that. Make sure that you are subscribed to my channel and you have notifications turned on. That way you'll get notified when I post what's for dinner videos, because those are normally what I show me cooking all of this stuff on or in. And then, so this is another thing about ordering online that sometimes I mess up. So I actually thought that I was buying the Alfredo sauce when in reality I was buying the pasta sides Alfredo. But it's actually kind of a good surprise because this is something quick I can make for lunch. Kira really always likes pasta with Alfredo sauce, so that can be a quick lunch for her. I got some of these chocolate rice cakes. I wanted to try these with the Reese's whipped cream. That's like a Weight Watchers snack, and I'm not on Weight Watchers, but I thought it would be kind of an interesting semi-low calorie treat for us to try. I grabbed some Triscuits. You guys know I love eating those with cheese and lunch meat. Sometimes I'll do like a quick Lunchable for lunch. Sometimes I eat them with cottage cheese. I grabbed some baked Lays. If you guys like the cheddar and sour cream ruffles and you've never tried the baked ones, these are really good. I even like them. I don't want to say I like them better than the original cheese ruffles, but I think they're just as good. And then I think I told you guys before that one of Connor's favorite lunches and or snacks is salami with apples and pretzels. And so I grabbed another bag of pretzels. Everyone else snacks on those too, not just him. I grabbed a package of English muffins to make breakfast sandwiches if we want them. And then I also grabbed this frozen dinner for Kira to try. Again, she likes fettuccine Alfredo with chicken, and this one has broccoli in it. To go with the steaks tomorrow, it's been a long time since I've made au gratin potatoes, and I don't know that I've ever tried the Idahoan brand, so I went ahead and grabbed these, so we'll have those with our steak tomorrow night. I grabbed a box of saltine crackers because we were running super low on those. So the frozen buttermilk biscuits, I normally buy the Pillsbury brand. I actually didn't even know that they had Great Value brand. They weren't that much cheaper, but I decided to try them. I normally have really good luck with the Great Value brand. So these are just frozen buttermilk biscuits. And if you're looking for something that tastes really close to a homemade biscuit, these will do a great job. What I like to use these for is sometimes I'll prep breakfast sandwiches with them. I have like the pre-cooked frozen sausage patties. You can make quick sausage biscuits for breakfast. You can make them as a side for dinner. My kids like to have biscuits too with butter and jelly for breakfast sometimes. So I grabbed those. And then I was looking through the frozen food section just to pick up a few quick things to have in the freezer as options. These garlic chicken spring rolls from Lean Cuisine are really, really good. I eat them with like the sweet chili sauce, either from Panda Express or Trader Joe's has a sweet chili sauce too that's really good. So I would recommend these. I've never tried this before. It's the Saffron Road Chicken Enchiladas Poblano with black beans and rice, but I thought that sounded really good for a lunch. And then I saw this randomly too. I've never tried it before. It's the Buffalo Style Chicken, spicy hot Buffalo Style white meat chicken over creamy cheddar and blue cheese mac and cheese. That sounds delicious. No one else in this house likes blue cheese, so I'll have to eat that myself. And then I ordered some of the Baskin-Robbins praline, I think it's called pralines and cream ice cream. I talked about that in my last weekend prep video that I love it. And they didn't have it, so they substituted chocolate chip cookie dough, which I actually thought was kind of an odd substitution, but whatever, I accepted it because I was like, if I just want a little bit of ice cream at night, you know, I can eat this, and typically no one else will eat this, then I'll just divide this into like 3 servings and then I have a sweet treat some nights. I don't eat it every night, but sometimes you just need some ice cream before bed. Connor was asking for corn dogs. He's on a corn dog kick all of a sudden. And this is a quick lunch we can have too. So I got some of the State Fair 100% beef corn dogs. I saw these on the app, and I don't know that I've ever noticed these in the store before, but these are the chicken breast strips, Great Value brand, and these are the uncooked ones. So just keep that in mind. If you're purchasing these, to make sure that you cook them thoroughly. These are good in the air fryer or the oven, or if you want to, you can also fry them in like canola oil. Kind of makes a mess, but they're really good. So I grabbed those for the freezer. And then last but not least is some shampoo and conditioner that Kira needed. So I hardly ever do a midweek grocery haul, but like I said, the troops were complaining. We needed more produce. We need more things for lunch. We're all out of snacks, blah, blah, blah. So anyway, I just did a quick fill-in haul, and I thought I'd share that in this video with you guys. All right, so it's now 8 p.m. and I'm just getting the bath ready for Connor. Kira's old enough that she can take her own shower now, and she has a bathroom in her room, so that's not usually an issue. Every once in a while I will try to help her wash her hair, but for the most part she can do everything on her own. Connor is getting to that point for the most part. He does shower sometimes on his own, but he prefers to take a bath, so most nights I do give him a bath just because he likes to sit in the tub and play. While he was in the tub, I was folding some towels. So I had a load of, these were kitchen towels and bath towels that I had to get folded. And so sometimes I'll sit on my bed and do it. But if I just have one load, a lot of times I'll just stand in the laundry room and do it. And that's what I did on this day. If you guys have an iPhone and you don't have AirPods, I would totally recommend them. I feel like they're life-changing, and I'm not trying to say that just to be dramatic, but I love listening to things while I'm working around the house, and I think it helps me be so much more productive. I have just the regular ones. I'll link the ones I have down below, but I got them a couple years ago from Adam. He bought them for me, and I would not trade them for anything. Okay, so now I'm just getting my clean towels put away, and then I'm going to get started kind of cleaning up the kitchen. Sometimes I try to do it before I give the kids a bath, but a lot of times I'll wait till after. And on this night, I was actually having some of this pineapple strawberry sparkling water from Aldi. If you guys find this, it's kind of like a LaCroix, the Aldi brand. It's really, really good. I would definitely recommend it. One of the most common comments that I get a lot is people thanking me for representing moms who work outside the home on YouTube. And I know that it is hard to sometimes find moms on YouTube that work outside the home. And so that's one of the reasons why I wanted to start my channel in this capacity, is because that's something that I always struggle with, is finding people to kind of identify with. And I think representation is really important, especially in the conversations that we're having now in our country around race. Representation in race is important, but also representation in the type of mom that you are or person that you are. And maybe you watch my channel and you are a stay-at-home mom, or maybe you're a work-at-home mom, or maybe you're not a mom, or maybe you are a male. There are some males that watch my channel. So, my channel is for everyone. I always say that my motivation is to help home cooks and busy people and working moms. And so that's my primary goal. But if I can help anyone try to be more productive and more motivated in their life, that's what I try to do here on my channel. All right, so I'm loading my dishwasher for the 47th time on this day. I'm just kidding. I think it was only the second time that I loaded it. And sometimes I get questions on, do I put the dishwasher tab in the top rack of the dishwasher? And yes, I do, which is odd. But I have found that sometimes the dishwasher tab will get stuck in the door if I put it in the little door and close it. So I just have been putting it there and it's worked out just fine. I'm going to hand wash some dishes. A couple tips I have: always hand wash your chef's knives and any knife that you really want to keep sharp. It's really not good for it to go through the dishwasher. And I used to break my own rule and sometimes put my chef's knife in the dishwasher, but I would strongly advise against that. I think that it's one of the worst ways that you can take care of your knife, and it definitely dulls it faster. For my Dutch oven, this is an enameled cast iron pan, and definitely you don't want to put that in the dishwasher either. It will wreck it. So I always just hand wash that as well. Then I also had to hand wash the little milk frother on my Nespresso. That's another thing that you obviously can't put in the dishwasher, but I'll tell you what, that thing is pretty cool. I have never made such light and pillowy frothed milk before at home. It's really a miracle if you love coffee. So I just wanted to take a moment and thank each and every one of you for watching from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for being here and leaving me kind comments. It still blows my mind that I hit 100,000 subscribers last month. So thank you, thank you, thank you. I feel super lucky that I get to share my life with you, share some motivation with you, and share some cooking tips in the process, because one of my passions in life has always been cooking, and I've been cooking from a really young age. So Adam was actually down in the basement working right now. He had some things to get done, and so my temporary desk has been the dining room table for the last several months, and I was getting ready to post my weekend prep video right here. I was just kind of finishing the description box. I spend usually a lot of time making sure that I get all of the links that I mention in the description box. That way you guys can find them easily, and you don't have to take the time to ask me and all that stuff. I try to make that really easy. So that usually takes around 30 minutes to an hour to do that. And I think the kids were actually up in Kira's room at this point playing Roblox together, which is normally one of their favorite things to do. So oh my gosh, I'm having another coffee. I forgot this was in here. Well, okay, here's my fourth coffee for the day. However, this is actually decaf. I have made a rule for myself in order to sleep better that I will have decaf only after my afternoon coffee. All right, so it's almost 11 now, and it's definitely past my bedtime, so I need to get my teeth brushed and my face washed and get into bed. I'm going to share with you a little bit what I'm using for my skincare routine this evening. To take off my makeup, I'm using the Clinique Take the Day Off. I usually use this on my eye makeup, and then I'm going to be using a makeup towel remover. I got mine from Grove Collaborative, but you can find them anywhere. They're really nice because all you have to do is get them wet. I usually wet mine with warm water. I'll put a little bit of cleanser on my face and then just kind of use that cloth to get it all rinsed off. And it also does a really good job of taking off any stray makeup. I know I've mentioned this before, but one of the things that I've tried to get better at as I get older is getting better about my skincare routine. Lastly, I'm going to moisturize. This is the Is Clinical face cream, and I'm actually going to be doing a detailed video on this as part of my skincare here in a few weeks, but I am in love with this moisturizer. It's like very thick and rich. My face tends to be like tight and dry, and it smells so good. It has this like really great citrusy flavor, which I really love. So now that my skincare is done, I'm going to head to bed. I like to use this deep sleep pillow spray. I cannot remember where I got this. I feel like maybe I got it from Ipsy, but here's the package if you guys are interested in it. I don't know that it helps me fall asleep faster, but I do like the smell of it. So I wanted to thank you guys so much for spending the day with me today, and I hope you enjoyed this video, that it motivated you in some way, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.